Are you trying to build or upgrade a PC and can't decide on which graphics card to buy? Obviously not everyone can afford a Titan RTX these days, so some budgeting and research is required. In this video, I'm going to cover the best graphics cards you can buy for your budget range. I've been researching these graphics cards for the past week or so and have picked out the best ones to compile into this video for you to pick from. I'll start off with the lowest budget and talk about the more expensive GPUs later in the video. Be sure to watch all the way through to see which graphics card is right for you. Let's get right into it. Kicking it off with the cheapest graphics cards in this video, you can grab these bad boys for just around $50. The first card is a GeForce GTX 750 Ti, which is perfect if you're a fan of Nvidia and have a suitable motherboard. Anything with a PCIe 16 port will work. This card is ideal for budget builds, being able to handle 1080p gaming on low settings in newer games and possibly medium settings for older titles. The value at this price point is incredible, especially if you can pick up a good deal on eBay. Now $50 is just a recommended price. We're looking at eBay for these GPUs, so I'm basically saying you shouldn't spend more than $50 on this card. The other graphics card in this budget will not be Nvidia, which will better suit those of you with a fondness towards AMD. This GPU is the Radeon R9 270. Both of these $50 cards will be boasting 2GB of GDDR5 VRAM and around 900 to 1000 MHz GPU clock speeds with 5.4 gigabit per second memory speed. Here in this data comparison, you can see both rank very closely to a GeForce GTX 960, a graphics card I used to use in my older PC. The GTX 960 is closer to a $70 to $90 price range though, so you can see how good of a deal you'd be getting with the R9 270 or GTX 750 Ti. Overall, if you're picking a GPU for your PC on a really tight budget, picking one of these two graphics cards will definitely give you the best bang for your buck. Moving on to the next price range, we'll be looking at more mid-ranged cards priced around $150. Our first card in this budget is the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. At the time of researching this, it is listed on eBay brand new for $160 or pre-owned for just $104. This elite graphics card is sporting 4GB of GDDR5 RAM and achieves a whopping 7 gigabit per second memory speed and 1400 MHz clock speed. The AMD equivalent of this graphics card is the Radeon RX 570. While this one offers the same specs as the GTX 1050 Ti, depending on the brand you choose, this card can be much cheaper, around $120 to $140 at the time of researching. Based on this comparison, once again these two cards are very similar to each other, so I would pick one based off either company and software preference, or whichever cheaper card you can find at the time of watching this video. Both of these cards can easily run titles like Witcher 3, Fallout 4, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege with medium graphics at 60 frames per second. For our final budget, we'll be seeing more high-ranged cards now in this $250 price range. For the Nvidia lovers, we're picking out the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti as our $250 GPU. This thing is an absolute beast of a card with 6GB of GDDR6 VRAM, 12 gigabit per second memory speed, and 1800 MHz clock speed. If you have the extra money to spare for this card, you'll never have to worry about lowering graphics settings to hold a steady 60 frames per second in modern titles. This thing will run any game like a champ and can even push 120 or 144 frames per second by lowering some settings if you have a monitor with a higher refresh rate. AMD is not slacking at all in this budget range as they offer up their Radeon RX 5600 XT card. This card is newer to the market but still holds up against Nvidia as it offers very similar specs and performance as seen by this in-game frame per second comparison. As long as your CPU is not bottlenecking these GPUs, the $250 price tag is well worth it since these graphics cards will be viable for running any titles released in the upcoming years. That just about covers everything I have for you today. I'll be attaching links to each of these graphics cards in the description for you to check out. Please keep in mind that you may need to search around eBay to find the optimal price for these cards, as the market price could fluctuate from the time I've uploaded this video. If you'd like me to make another video covering more expensive GPUs, or even a video about the best CPUs, leave a comment below saying what you'd like to see and I'll get around to it. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you'd like to stay up to date on all things PC gaming. If you have any issues or questions about the advice in this video, please leave a comment sharing what's happening and what you've tried, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can to help you out. That's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you in the next one.